All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise and glory is unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshua, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. That belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopefully elect. And brush your with a quick video. Just want to get to the point to this. We should understand in this chapter, that's why we tell you other Israelite groups and all, and even you Christians, man, you guys have got to go into these words. But it won't matter if the Holy Spirit isn't dealing with you, okay? We're trying to give you the real understanding of things, but hey, it's not for you, okay? If you're not of the elect, it's not for you. But you that it is for, you take this understanding and you use these tools to build your faith and build your understanding. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna go into Revelation chapter 5 because Christians fail, and we're starting to see some of these Israelite groups distance themselves from the true doctrine further than they already were from the true doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. As we know, persecution and the famine of the word will be coming down eventually. They're starting to wiggle and squirm, and you can see how these things are starting to happen. Okay, well, the elect is going to stand on it. Okay, because we have faith, belief, and trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So the word and through the spirit is what it is, man. All right, so anyway, Revelation chapter 5 verse 9, which is matter of fact, let me show you the reference. All right, this is a video of a video. Okay, of a video. All right, so this was the Elder Yashawamba's video. Christian used Revelation 5 and 9 to debunk the Israelites, and he added on to the Elder Brother Karazaz's video. Head of the Vegas camp here. With this one, Edomite Christian fails in breakdown of Revelation 5 and 9. Okay, so they think this works against low level. It shouldn't work at all because the scriptures are pretty straightforward and plain. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna just get into the basics of it. Brothers hit it. We'll just try to make this as concise and to the point, and maybe I can add a little 2 cents onto their edifying videos. All right, bear with me. Revelation 5 verse 9, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Okay, so the word redeem is the word in question here. Okay, and that's anybody that is not looking into that word, okay, is having a problem. In the first place my mind went, I'll go there, but let me go to this definition real quick. The word redeem, I just Googled it. Okay, it's redeem. It says compensate for the faults or bad aspects of something. And if you put 2 and 2 cents together, it's the Israelites. What are we being redeemed from? We're being redeemed from the curses of the law. Okay, from the failing of the law, or faults of the law. And Paul went into us being at fault with the law. Okay, that the law wasn't the fault, we were at fault. Okay, so the blood of Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, is who redeemed us. Okay, save. Look at these words: save, rescue. Okay, there's a lot of words here, right? It said do something that compensates for poor past performance or behavior. That's the Israelites who were given the law. We had poor past performances. Say that 3 times fast. Poor past performance in the law. Bad behavior in the law. You look at us today, we're terrible on the earth. Jake has been polluted, man. You go to Isaiah 1, we're polluted. The whole head is sick. We don't know who our God is. Isaiah 1, even when we have feast days, we don't know what we're serving. We just throw pork on the grill and, all types of bad situations, man, with our people. Okay? It says, of a person, atone or make amends for error or evil. atone for, vindicate. These are all the words that go with somebody that's previously made mistakes. Okay, the other nations were never part of this according to the Old Testament, right? But all of a sudden they can be redeemed in. That don't make sense. They were never in it in the first place. Okay? Save, deliver from sin. Look, it even has save someone from sin, error, or evil. That's what the second covenant will do. And actually, we're in a pre-version of this as we've been hammering home all week for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever, with the Day of Atonement. Okay? Been hammering home because we're in this time of grace. Okay, this period of grace in between is what we've been hammering home to you, because we're not in the second covenant yet, but the seventh covenant is initiated by the blood of Yahweh Shai, which redeems the elect back, and after all brings the whole nation back, right? Gain or regain possession of, the Most High Yahweh, which is his name, right, in the ancient Hebrew. He turned his back on us. All right, but he regains us. Why? By the blood of our Lord and Savior, of his only begotten Son, of something in exchange for payment. And that blood was his payment. Okay, recover, get back, reclaim, repossess, repurchase, buy back. These are all words that connect to the Israelites from the Old Testament. Okay? By the freedom of, by what freedom? The freedom of being captive, man, to the heathen. All right, fulfill or carry out a pledge or promise, and Yahushua did that. He came to prove that the law could be perfected in the flesh if we had the proper spirit on us, which we don't. Okay, and even because of the type of flesh we have sinful flesh. It can't be performed perfectly. Okay, that's why he brought us back, to make us perfect, to atone for our previous issues, and to make us get the upgrades. Okay, that's why I said a better covenant established upon better promises, a better ministry, established upon better promises. We'd never get to the fullness of the kings and priests that we're supposed to be to the earth without this second covenant, okay, which was the sacrifice of Yahushua. And look, simple breakdown, Latin, meaning back, emiri, okay, is buy back, meaning again, buy back, redeem, buy back. It's just that simple, okay. And when it says in Deuteronomy 28, sure brothers hit it, but this is Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again, okay, again with ships. This is another time, right? Again with ships, because we walked into Egypt and we walked out of Egypt, right? By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. The land of Israel, we won't be known to be in our own land, okay, and there's ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. There's literal bonds. You can Google it for now anyway, and there's bonds for slaves, okay, that are still out there from where we were bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you. Let's see what that word says. Okay, no man shall buy you. Quana, what is that? To get, acquire, create, buy, possess, obtain of God, originating, creating, redeeming his people. Okay, to buy. All right, redeem is another word used. Okay, where is that used at? Yep, it's used in a couple places, Leviticus and Nehemiah and Psalm. Psalms 74:2, remember thy congregation, which thou hast purchased of old, the rod of thine inheritance, right? That's Israelites, which thou hast redeemed, bought back, this Mount Zion wherein thou hast dwelt. All right. We're back in the blue letter, Revelation chapter 5. Let's get into this a little bit. Because a couple words were some of the same definitions: redeemed, buy back, purchased. Okay. So let's get into this word, redeem. This is just going into the word redeem. This is just something simple. Okay, redeemed. And the elder Yashwamba had gone through this. Okay, it says agorazo. Okay, to be in the marketplace, to attend is to play, to do business there, buy or sell. Okay, this is where purchases are made. Okay, this is like the place. This is what happens in a certain place. Of idle people to haunt the marketplace. Lounge there. It's just a meeting place. Buy and redeem are the words, right? And this is the Greek. It's going to redeem. This is the one I thought of right here in Revelation 14. Let's go to it, because this is important here. This is the first one that came to mind when I saw this. When I thought of this scripture, I'm like, whoa. Okay, this is the same word in the third verse, right? Revelation 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, this is in the KJV. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion with 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. His father's name written in their foreheads, right? Now, what does that say that they're right in the foreheads at, right? Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, let's see. They had a different word. Okay, let's see what that word mark means. We should know what it is. Okay. Thawa. Okay. That's the Tha sign and the Wa. Okay, Thawa. Okay, desire, mark. Mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. So that's exemption from judgment. Okay, a mark of exemption from judgment. Okay. Now, when you go back, back in Revelation 14, right? 140 having their names written in their foreheads. Okay, it's talking about Jerusalem from the Old Testament, because you can't separate the Old Testament and the New Testament. They go together. Okay, people always want to separate it, but when did he make the connection of adding in the other people? That's what they always want to try to make happen. As simply as brothers have broken down other Israelites that were scattered, Paul broke it down eloquently in different chapters, particularly Romans the 11th chapter, right? Continuing on, but this will break it down for you as well. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters. Matter of fact, before I even go there, that number 144,000 goes right back to chapter 7. All right. Let's get to the point. Right there, 144,000 right there. See it? Right there in the Revelation 7 and 4, 144,000. And I'm going to read it just for edification. Matter of fact, I'll read in the NLT. And I heard how many were marked with the seal of Yahweh. Right? That same mark from Ezekiel, the same mark from Revelation the 14th chapter. Okay, and the same number from Revelation 14 chapter. 144,000 were sealed from all the tribes of Israel. Okay, I'll read it, continue over there, because it's just a little easier to read on the right. From Judah, 12,000. From Reuben, 12,000. From Gad, 12,000. From Asher, 12,000. From Naphtali, 12,000. From Manasseh, 12,000. From Simeon, 12,000. From Levi, 12,000. From Issachar, 12,000. From Zebulun, 12,000. From Joseph, 12,000. From Benjamin, 12,000. And Joseph is Ephraim, okay, because they said Manasseh already. Okay, and that's the 144,000. Okay, 12 times 12 is 144,000. That's the number. I mean, that's it. But what about the mixed multitude? That's not what it's talking about. We're looking at the redeemed. So let's go back. Right? Back in the KJV, the verse 2, Revelation 14, verse 2. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung, as it were a new song, right? Isn't that what it was talking about? A new song, right? Before the throne and before the four beasts and before the elders, that no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. And that's the same word, redeemed. Okay, these are they which were not defiled with women. False philosophy. That's why that song has to be sung the right way. The proper breakdown and understanding has to be had with this song when you sing it. Okay, you can't be adding in your remix of other nations or whatever else you want to add into it. Okay, these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Okay, the Lord, which were redeemed from among men. Wait, how you gonna redeem, buy somebody back from among men? Because we were scattered when you go back to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 64th verse. And another place where it says that, matter of fact, I'll get that and the other one. Being the first fruits unto Yahweh and to the Lamb. Two places. Okay, 1 Corinthians 15, I'll start at 20. It says, another point is in 23, it says order of resurrection. Right? We know the elect gets resurrection, okay, when Yahweh Shai returns. But now is Yahweh Shai risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that slept. Okay, and as you jump down in the chapter, not all will see the grave. Okay, not everybody, but then it even says, I think Peter said it, the dead shall rise first in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? For since by man came death, by man also came the resurrection of the dead. As in Adam all die, even so in Hamashiach shall all be made alive again. Second man Adam, right? Here's the point, 23. But every man in his own order, Hamashiach, the first fruits, right? Those that are already dead in his work. After that, they that are Hamashiach's at his coming, the elect, the 144,000. The rest of the 144,000 and the 1/3, okay? Shows you that they come back. And we've been referring to Israelites the whole time, but let's keep going. Deuteronomy 28. Now, I was going down to 64, but before I get there, let me go back to what we're being redeemed from, okay? It said in the definition, let me get the definition again. It says, by the freedom of, fulfill or carry out a pledge, repay at the maturity date, that's the day of Yahweh Shai, gain or regain possession of something in exchange for payment, right? Atone for a person, atone or make amends for error or evil, save someone from sin, error, or evil, right? These are the points. Do something that compensates for poor past performance or behavior, and this is also the poor past performance, right? In the law, compensate for the false or bad aspects of something. Deuteronomy 28:45, I'll read in NLT, is just easier to read through. It says, if you refuse to listen to your Lord Yahweh, to the Lord Yahweh your power, and to obey the commands and decrees he has given you, all these curses will pursue and overtake you until you are destroyed. All right, and we're in that because we didn't perform. We had poor past performance in the law, right? These horrors will serve as a sign and a warning among you and your descendants forever. And that's us, man. Throughout generations, we've been going through these curses. Okay? Not all the other nations go through all these curses like we do. When you go through it, name another people besides the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, even Israelite foreigners, but particularly those people. It's a stigma on those people that just can't get it right in the world, man. We just, why are we destroyed? We are a homeborn slave. Okay, from Jeremiah the 2nd chapter, right? It says, if you do not serve the Lord Yahweh, your power with joy and enthusiasm for the abundant benefits you have received, you will serve your enemies whom, this is the captivity, this is what we're being brought back from. You will serve your enemies whom the Lord Yahweh will send against you. You will be left hungry, thirsty, naked, and lacking in everything. Okay, the Lord Yahweh will put an iron yoke on your neck. That's still in history. You can go look up those images. Who had that yoke on their neck? Literally in slavery. Everybody has slaves. Yeah, but nobody served chattel slavery the way we did. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, to serve it in such a harsh captivity. And I believe it's Baruch. Let me look it up. Give me a second. But it says, oppressing you harshly until he have destroyed you. Okay? He's going to oppress us until he destroyed us. I always get it wrong. Daniel. It's Daniel 9. I'll start up at verse 9. Yeah. It says, to the Lord Yahweh our power belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him, right? We didn't pass poor performances, right? But he has mercies and forgiveness for us, right? Through the blood of Yahweh Shai. And it started with the elected 144 and the 1/3, 44,000 and the 1/3, right? Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord Yahweh our power to walk in his laws. This is what we were reading in Deuteronomy, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, right? So we read, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. I read it, right? And I only read a piece of it. I didn't get the particulars, but I read the overall of it, right? And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. Talking about the children of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it was recorded for this moment. Okay, there's people alive that remember living through this. It's going to take a little bit longer. I mean, they're trying to erase it out the history books and distractions so it don't stick in certain minds, trying to call it the Mandela effect and all that, but you can't get past this, man. This was done, and it was a recorded history. Okay, as it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before the Lord Yahweh our power, that we might turn from our iniquity and understand thy truth. Okay. So back in Deuteronomy, go back down to the 64th verse. Okay. In the NLT, it says, in Deuteronomy 28:64 in the NLT, for the Lord Yahweh will scatter you among all the nations from one end of the earth to the other. This is why we have the mixed multitude out of every kindred, tongue, and nation. Okay, because we've been scattered into those places. Part of the curse we've been reading about. There you will worship foreign gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods made of wood and stone. Okay, find no ease. You know, I'm going to say you're still going to be under the curse, even though you look like the heathen. And this is the one right here you can't get past, man. This is a recorded history, which I read already, right? Deuteronomy 28:68. Okay, I read it in the NLT this time. It says, then the Lord Yahweh will send you back to Egypt in ships. We'll go on the double straits. See if they give us the proper word there. Okay, Egypt, Mizraim. Okay. which it means co-ops, double straits, Egypt, double straits, Mizraim, double straits, okay? Upper and lower Egypt, double straits, okay? So there you go. Right? Which this is now double straits. And as they have upper and lower Egypt, we have northern and southern South America, even Central America. I mean, just small correlations, but just simply saying, it's been captivity, man. It's been hell on our people. It's straight life, man. Strait, man. Difficult life for the Israelites in Northern America, Central America, and South America. Okay, it's been like an Egyptian captivity. It says, in ships to a destination I promise you that you will never see again. There you will offer yourselves, which we know that ain't true. Okay, we didn't offer ourselves. Okay, we were sold unto our enemies. We didn't, they came over and got us. When you look into the history of what happened, and that they came and got us, man. The Arabs sold us, the Africans sold us. Okay, they pushed us to the edge, but this was all the bidding of the Heavenly Father. Okay, because this was written before we actually went into it. Okay, it says, offer yourself anyway to your enemies. It's sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen as slaves, but no one will buy you, will redeem you. We're going to offer ourselves for sale. No, and no one bought us. No, what are you going to? So we just start working for free. That don't even make sense. Okay, so you got to have a spirit when you break these things down. When you understand this book, we were sold as slaves, and that's secular history understands that. It's in the history books. Okay, over here in the Americas, and there's no nation or person, or there's no one that came to redeem us. Africans never cared to come back and redeem us. There's no one that could do it. There was no one left to do it. The rest of our people were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the majority of us all were over here in the Americas anyway. The only other would have been the Northern Kingdom, but they were already over here going through it with the conquistadors. Okay, for centuries at that point. All right, and then the Southern Kingdom came over here and was brought to the shore to serve under those conquistadors, but it was really became the slave masters over here. All right, to keep it straightforward and simple. Now let's go back. So Revelation 14, we hit that already. Redeemed among men. I'll start in the middle. Special offering. Wow. Purchased, right, with the blood of Yahushai. So this brings me right to one of my favorite scriptures. Okay. Solicitude. Okay, this is Romans 9:1. Let me get to the point. Nah, I keep reading. I read in NLT. With Hamashiach as my witness, I speak with utter truthfulness. My conscience and the Holy Spirit confirm it, right? My heart is filled with bitter sorrow and unending grief for my people, my Israel, this is my Jewish, my kinsmen, brothers and sisters, right? I will be willing to be forever cursed, cut off from Hamashiach, if that would save them. For they are, they are the people of Israel, chosen to be Yahweh's adopted children. Okay? Being redeemed back. This is how we get redeemed back. Okay? Being adopted back. Yahweh revealed his glory to them. He made covenants with them and gave them his laws. Right? He didn't make a covenant with anybody else. He didn't give anybody else his law, right? He gave them the privilege of worshiping him and receiving his wonderful praise. Now let's read it in the NLT. I mean the KJV, because it hits better. Okay, they try to leave it like a door open. Nah, ain't no doors open in this. It says, verse 4, who are Israelites? Let me read it, verse 3. I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, from my brethren, my kinsmen. Kin is, let's look up kinsmen. Why not? From Mashiach, my brethren, Adelphos, kinsmen, Sugenes, Sungenes, yeah, close enough, of the same kin, akin to, related by blood. Why? Because Jacob is our forefather, okay? In a wider sense, of the same nation, a fellow countryman, okay? Straightforward, man. According to the flesh. Okay, literally, not the spirit. Well, I'm a spiritual Israelite. No. This is talking about the actual people of Israel, the real 12 tribes, right? Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. Look, this is who being adopted back, redeemed. Let's look up this word adoption. I'm dragging it out a little bit, but I just want to make sure we hitting these words, man. All right. Euthanasia, yeah, whatever. Adoption as sons. That relationship which the Most High was pleased to establish between himself and the Israelites in preference to all other nations. Okay, that said it right there. That said it right there. Look, the nature and condition of the true disciples in Hamashiach, whom by receiving the Spirit of Yahweh into their souls became sons of God. The blessed state looked for in the future life after the visible return of Yahweh Shai from heaven. So they hit it all. Okay, adoption is talking about the Israelites being adopted back. Okay, because we were cut off. And you can go to Hosea to find out that we were cut off. Okay, and he had him take a wife of whoredoms and create children, and those children will be named us, after us, how he felt about us. Okay, but it did say when we would become not the sons of God, we would be called the sons of God also in that same place. Okay, but this was adoption. Okay, and the glory and the covenants, plural, the first covenant of performing the law perfectly, and the second covenant, okay, of being created to perform the law perfectly, having it written within us. Okay, that's what that's talking. Let's see if they give that. See if the blue letters on their job. Okay, plural. Let's see if they got any insight, a disposition, arrangement, or any sort which one wishes to be valid. Which makes one of his earthly possessions after his death a testament or will, compact, a covenant, a testament. Most High's covenant with Noah, and yeah, and every covenant the Most High made, man, was with he made the one with the earth, with the rainbow, but the rest of them were made with us, but particularly through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, particularly it's a contract. Okay, both contracts, and it didn't really say. Let's see if they go into anything. Yeah, for this is Matthew 26:28. For this is my blood of the New Testament, the New Covenant, which is shed for many for the remissions of sins. Remission of sins. You can't sin unless you were given the law. So it says, Paul wrote, for without the law there is no sin. Right? Holy Covenant. Promise to our fathers, Luke promised to our father to perform the Luke 1:72, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers from the Old Testament. It was still the Israelites, and to remember his holy covenant. Okay. Yep. Likewise, Luke 22:20. Likewise, also the cup after supper, saying, "This is the cup. This cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you." Okay, and what service are they holding when they drank that? Okay, it was a Passover. All right, you gotta see it. Okay, here was his blood. Okay, man. I mean, it's going right there. So all kindreds of the earth be blessed. Only because they're going to be forced to live the right way by the kings and priests of the earth, the Israelites. That's the only reason why the other nations will be blessed. But they're not getting a blessing. You know, it's just that they'll have righteous rulers over them. That's the closest to any blessing that the nations will have, the kindreds of the earth will have. Okay? That they're getting mercy. The Edomites aren't getting mercy. Period, point blank. All right? Nowhere in the scriptures does it say that. Look, it goes right there. There. Yep. Take away their sins. Romans 11. Look, it's all the same stuff. Yep. 1 Corinthians. All right. And it's just understanding this. Look, it's strangers of the covenants. Okay, Ephesians 2:12, that at that time you were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, the Israelites that were scattered. Okay, they didn't grow up. It said where they will serve other gods. I read in Deuteronomy 28. Hey, they were outside of. They were raised in other customs, under false gods, and not as Israelites. Okay, amongst the heathen, the strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope without the Most High in the world. Let's go into that, because it's probably going to say, okay, but now in Hamashiach Yahushua, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Yahushua. That's what he redeemed us with, his blood. All right? For he is our peace, whom have made both one, and have broken down the middle wall of partition between us. Now we're going to be back all one people again. The scattering and the mingling of the flesh won't be an issue, and the lack of having a customs won't be there no more. All the Israelites will have it written within them in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So it won't be, oh, I look like an Israelite, but I'm not, or I am an Israelite, but I don't look like one. All the Israelites will look and have it written within them. Okay? There won't be none of that anymore. Okay? That's the point. I think I've made the point. Okay? So I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. Until the next one, say shalom.